What's going down, people? How you doing? This is TK coming at you. Just got to hit you with this concept of a different future. I know that sounds weird because people don't think past today, and everyone is programmed by the Matrix to basically think about right now instead of 10 years from now. But I want to come at you from a Middle Eastern perspective because, in the East, it's common to plan 10 years out, set yourself up for a strong future with a 5 to 10 year outlook. So let me show you a world 10 years from now when paper money is no longer the primary means to pay. Credit cards are not as prevalent as they are now, and digital assets through decentralized nature is the way everyone feels comfortable paying. Now think about that. A world transitions from fiat money to cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency becomes common to the point where it's easy to pull out your Bitcoin debit card and buy some Starbucks or pay for your groceries. Now, for whatever reason right now, people feel like that's far-fetched. But I do it right now. So I can easily tell you that there'll be a future when that's commonplace and more people have Bitcoin debit cards, Ethereum debit cards, Dash debit cards. And guess what? They're able to pay for anything that they want to using cryptocurrency. Because, as I said, I do it right now. So, in that world, you have a larger purchasing power. You have an alternative form of currency that takes the banks out of your transactions, because in cryptocurrency, it's decentralized in nature, meaning the ledger is public, requires a consensus, and the mathematics has to check out in order to enter a new entry on the ledger. So, essentially, decentralized assets like cryptocurrency is you becoming your own bank, you utilizing money that you earn, generate, or are given, and now you're in a peer-to-peer transaction or a peer-to-business transaction that's trustless, because the mathematics is the verifier, not a central authority like a bank, a government, a country. There's no government behind cryptocurrency. There's just the internet. So Bitcoin is the internet of money, or Bitcoin is a platform in which money is the first application. So the finance world is changing, and it's going to become more convenient to use cryptocurrency because fiat currency is losing purchasing power, it's devaluing, and it's on a financial cliff thanks to greedy 1% selfish banksters that have their best or self-interest in mind. So as fiat currency continues to decline and it gets to the financial cliff portion where, say, the petrodollar goes away, or say that the US dollar is no longer the world reserve currency, then hyperinflation comes to the United States. The dollar doesn't buy very much, turns into a Cyprus, a Zimbabwe, or a Chile, Argentina, Venezuela. When you see paper money head down that cyclic path, that's when it becomes apparent that you're going to need something else. So right now, 9 out of 10 people don't know what a cryptocurrency is. They don't understand what Bitcoin is. I was just listening to some coworkers say Cryptocurrency. Everything I read about it means that you could have made money if you put money into it, and then they said, well, it's too expensive for me. So in fiat currency, people don't have any financial literacy, nor do they understand fractional reserve banking, understand how the new money is generated in the economy, how your money is divvied out to you, how inflation basically bends you over and robs you. None of those things are understood. So if you step from fiat into cryptocurrency with an even lower understanding, even lower IQ, then of course you're going to say shit like, cryptocurrency is just too expensive for me right now. Well, yeah, Bitcoin is worth $4,000 per coin, but Bitcoin is also fungible, which means just as the dollar equals 4 quarters, if you can't afford to buy a dollar and you say a dollar is too expensive for me right now, you can always buy 25 cents and still equal up to a dollar. So the same concept applies in fungibility through Bitcoin. If you can't afford $4,000 to buy one coin, then buy a fraction of a coin. Treat Bitcoin like a savings account and actually get $100 put into it every single payday. How about converting what you can afford to convert out of your paycheck? Because any dollar is divisible into Bitcoin based on the fact that it's exchangeable currency. So if you're exchanging one currency for another currency, how is it too expensive? That means you don't have a fundamental understanding of economics. So you're showing your ignorance when you say Bitcoin is too expensive. So if you have $100 and you go to the airport and you want to exchange it to €100, what do you say? Euro is too expensive for me. The exchange person at the counter is going to say you're an idiot, because $1 will change over to its equivalent in euro. So $1 in US denomination will change over to its value in Bitcoin. $1 is equal to probably 3 points on the decimal. So that's how much Bitcoin you would get. 0.3, I think is what $1 is equal to, or maybe it's 0.1, but because there's 8 decimal points in Bitcoin, so $1 would equal that amount of Bitcoin. So it's never too expensive. In other words, what you'll find yourself is in a situation where the longer you wait to get Bitcoin, the more dollars it's going to take to get less Bitcoin, because the purchasing power of the dollar is actually declining and the value of Bitcoin is actually going up. When you exchange one currency for another, your dollar is going to have less purchasing power. So essentially, it's going to take more dollars to get less Bitcoin. So it's really not that Bitcoin is expensive in relation to the dollar. It's truly that the dollar is less valued. So I want you guys to gain some financial literacy, position yourself in what is next, because entrepreneurs who are successful are the ones who position themselves and have the foresight to be able to jump into the next big thing. And in the world of economics, what's next is cryptocurrency, because of the ease, the convenience, and the fact that cryptocurrency in relation to fiat currency is sound money. It's actually an opportunity to take away the theft, take away the mass fraud that people don't even know takes place within fractional reserve banking. No more printing money out of thin air. It's true mathematics based on supply and demand when you jump into Bitcoin, when you jump into any public distributed ledger or public distributed blockchain. Because there's a difference between public and private. So Don't get involved in private blockchains unless you're doing speculation. But in terms of converting your wealth, get involved with any public distributed blockchain like Dash, like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Monero, Litecoin. And guess what? Now you have an alternate means to pay. So I can't make people be smart, but I can suggest that you do smart things with your money. And making your money get a job in cryptocurrency actually works for you, because when equity happens, you see it in your wallet. That's a complete opposite to what you see in traditional banking, where you're earning less than 1% a month on your savings account. You know, you can earn 1% in an hour in Bitcoin, because if it goes up 1%, you're going to see that in relation to how much Bitcoin you have in your wallet. All equity is paid directly to you and your account as it happens. Another reason to switch over to cryptocurrency and get out of fiat currency. You become the bank, you receive the appreciated gain associated with how much Bitcoin you have in your wallet, and you see it every time you log into your wallet. If Bitcoin goes up $100 and you have one Bitcoin, then you have just made $100. And you see it instantaneously, because the value of that same one Bitcoin is going to reflect the $100 price difference when you log in, and you see the equivalent in US dollar conversion. So hopefully this video encourages some of you guys to get your head out your ass, learn about financial literacy and how to position yourself for a stronger financial future in what's next. And that's cryptocurrency.